Okay, great. All right, let's start by getting into our posture. Our tall feet underneath our hips, engaging the inner thighs, engaging the core, lifting the rib cage up off the waist, rolling the shoulder blades down the back, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, back of the head over back of the spine, which will lift the chin to be parallel with the floor. Big inhale while your lungs have so much room because your rib cage is so lifted up. Okay, let's come down to the mat for our Pilates series. We are going to start our warm up with just a single knee fold. So head down on the mat. Oh, I put my bun too high. Glutes on the mat, feet flat on the mat, knees bent, starting with palms right next to the hips, flat on the mat. Sorry, there we go. And we're just going to do a single leg lift. Lift, so just alternate lifting one leg and then the other, feeling that core engage to lift it up, keeping the natural curve in your spine. The belly button is pressing down toward the spine, but the spine is not pressing down toward the mat. So that should help you use your core. You can let go a little and then engage to lift that leg. So you really feel the effect that your core has in lifting that leg. It's not coming from the leg, it is coming from right here. Nice, you guys, really good. Keep it going, almost done with this warm-up move. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Rock the knees side to side. You can rock the pelvis in and out to stretch out that lower back. And we're going to come into our hard work now. Extend both legs. Palms flat on the mat again, feeling both shoulder blades in contact with the mat, lifting one leg up, keeping those hips straight up to the sky. We're going to do our big single leg circle. So circle, extending that leg out to the side as far as you can without the opposite hip lifting up off the mat, or the opposite glute, I guess, lifting up off the mat. Feeling that hip girdle stay completely parallel to the sky. Doing that by pressing the belly button into the spine. Again, we're not pressing the spine into the mat. Nice gentle curve at that lower back. Just maintaining a really natural posture of your spine. 4 more like this. 4, 3, 2, let me start our timer. 1, switch directions. Circle in, open wide out. Circle in, open wide. Really good. Oh, I'm seeing such good control in those hips. Awesome, you guys. Keep that circle going. I know we've been on this leg for quite a while, but let's keep it going for 4 and 3. Feeling that natural curve of the spine as your belly button presses down. 2. And last one. Set that leg down, shake it out, get a little tension out before we go on to the other leg. Retuck your shoulder blades underneath you, repress your palms into the mat, belly button down to the spine, lift that leg up, start your big circle. Scoot a little bit away from the coffee table. Nice. You can have both toes pointed. For me, that helps just to control my leg that's down on the mat, and it helps me keep my alignment better. But if it's more comfortable for you, you can flex your foot or you can just have your feet kind of relaxed, whatever is most comfortable and helps you maintain your form here. Circling nice. So really big open of that hip, but not letting the opposite glute lift off the mat for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch directions. Out and over, out and over. Really good control. Don't give it up yet. Keep holding on. Super strong core, super firm hips. Palms to the mat. Can press down to maintain your good alignment. Keep you from rocking side to side. 4 and 3 and 2 and last 1. Nice. Again, feet to the mat. Rock those knees side to side. Awesome. Coming onto our side now. You're going to do some leg lifts. So you can have your arm extended and use your arm as a pillow. We're gonna all start here. Lift the top leg just so that it's even with your hips. We're not lifting it high into the air, but even with your hips, lift that bottom leg to meet. Lift, lift, lift. Nice. Lift, lift, lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, prop up on that elbow hand, can cradle your face. You can have your top hand on the mat or on your hips. We're going to lift both of those legs. So having your torso propped like this should really be cueing you to bring the work into those obliques. If you're finding it uncomfortable, you can obviously always have your head down. But if you are comfortable with it, keep your head propped. That helps you bring the work. You should actually also feel it maybe a little bit in your back, not your spine, but the muscles of your back. Keeping those hips straight up and down. Nice. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you can, extend both arms. Body is in a straight line, hips straight up and down, lifting up and down, lifting up legs and torso. If it is uncomfortable or crazy with your arms extended, have that top arm down on the mat, just for a little bit of balance. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold this pose for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Nice. That's some pretty intense work there on the side. Let's switch to the other side. Everyone start with arm extended, head down on the mat, lift that top leg just hip distance, lift the bottom leg to meet. Lift. Right here, we're just getting used to being on our side, feeling how it feels to have our hips straight up and down, parallel to the wall, just getting used to this body alignment so we can maintain it when we make things a little harder. 4, 3, 2, 1. Prop that head, lift both legs. You can have your top hand flat on the mat or on your hip, lifting both legs. Really making sure that you're not letting your hips fall open to the back. Lift, lift, feeling the shortening of this muscle as it contracts, and that's what's lifting your leg up into the air. Lift, lift, lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Full expression if you can. Arms extended, arms and legs up in the air. Lift, lift, lift. Nice. Lift. Really good. Really good. This one is a real challenge. It is very hard to maintain your balance when you don't have any limbs on the floor. Lift, lift, lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Coming into our plank. You can be on elbows or on hands. If you have wrist problems, definitely come onto your elbows. I'm going to be on my hands. You can either start on your knees with a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. If you're starting on your knees, you're just going to lift like this, alternating. Just lift one knee so your toes will be tucked under. If you are on your toes, we're going to come out into this plank, straight line from the top of the head down to those heels. Touch one knee down, touch the other knee down. So just tap those knees, alternating, lifting up from below. So really feel the strength coming from that core to lift your glutes up into the air. Your glutes are your largest muscle. They are heavy. It takes a lot of work to keep them up in the air. Top of the head, reaching forward. Gaze at the top edge of your mat. We're not dropping our heads. Strong through the shoulders. See if you can lift up your spine in between your shoulder blades rather than collapsing into your shoulders. Nice. 4, tap. 3, tap. 2, tap. Last one, tap. Take a little rest. We're going to do both legs together next. Roll your wrists. You can push back into child's pose. Deep breath, deep exhale. Coming back into our plank. If you're on your knees, you're just going to try to lift both knees up at a time. Come down, take a little rest. Always at your own pace. If you're on your toes, we're just going to tap both knees. Tap, tap. So importantly, we're not letting those hips drop down. We're not feeling any sag in our lower back. We're keeping that strong, straight spine. Tap. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press back into that child's pose. Nice job, you guys. That is a great strength move, kind of for the entire body. Let's come down onto our bellies. And we are going to do our heel beats today for our lower back work. So rest your chin on your hands as a pillow. And we're going to lift up those, bend those knees, beat the heels 3 times, set them down. Bend the knees, beat, 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 set them down. So this is a little warm up. Beat, set them down, beat, 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 set them down. You can stay here. If you are feeling like this is giving you some work in your lower back, stay here. Beat, beat, beat. If you need a little more work in your lower back, extend your arms, lift your torso off the mat, bend those knees, beat, 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 Set the chin down. Lift the body up. Beat, beat, beat. Set it down. Lift, beat, beat, beat. Set it down. Lift, beat, beat, beat. So you should feel work going on in your lower back. You should definitely feel those muscles engaging to lift the torso and those lower legs off the mat. Nice. Beat, beat, beat. If you want an in-between option, you can just put your arms in a Sphinx pose to support you, rather than lifting your torso up the mat with your muscles. But it should be a little more intense than if you just had your chin down on the mat. Lift, beat, beat, beat. 2 more. Beat, beat, beat. Lift, beat, beat, beat. Legs down on the mat, just lifting that torso up into a static hold, palms up to the sky, arms alongside your body. Hold here, eyes looking forward at the top edge of your mat, not dropped. 8, 7, 6, lift higher. 5, 4, higher still. 3, 2, 1, and release. Come to your hands and knees. Wiggle those glutes from side to side to take the pressure out of your spine. Really good. We're just gonna do a quick bird dog side to side balance here. One arm up, other leg up. We're just gonna do a hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step through, come to our back. We are going to do a sit-up roll-up. So feet are extended, legs are pressed together. So when we do a full sit-up with our arms up in the air, legs are open. For this variation, legs are pressed together, toes are pointed, palms are going to stay on the mat the whole time as we curl up and reach forward. Slowly rolling back, keeping those fingertips on the mat. Head up first, roll those shoulders, sit up tall, coming down into that Pilates C to reach forward. Really slow and controlled here, especially on the way down, running those fingertips on the mat. If you're having a hard time getting up, I'll show you a variation next. Roll it down. If you're having a hard time getting up, just put those feet on the mat, roll up, and then extend so that you can reach forward. And we can get a little bit of a stretch here. Full sit up tall before you come back down into your C. So lift the head, shoulders, torso, tall, reach, reach, reach. Nice. Really good control, everyone. I'm loving the super slow-mo, which is exactly what we want here. Super slow. Reach. And rolling back down. 4 more. Going at your own speed. Sitting up tall. Rolling forward. Sitting up tall. Rolling back. 3 more. Sitting up tall. Rolling forward. Sitting up tall and starting that back roll from the lower core, pushing down from the lower core before you start coming down with your shoulders. So it's a nice big pelvic tilt to start that sitting down movement, big pelvic tilt. And our last one, sitting up, reaching forward, sitting up, slowly, 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 pelvic tilt, rolling down to the mat. Beautiful. We're gonna speed it up a little now with our hundreds, which involves a little more movement. You can have your legs, well, you can have them on the mat. You can have them at a 90-degree angle. You can have them up in the air. You can have feet parallel, or you can open into a Pilates V or a ballet first position. Roll the head and shoulders off the mat. We're gonna beat the air. 10. So remember that big pelvic tilt, 20, that you did to start that movement down from that full sit up. That is the pelvic tilt we are doing right now. 30, we're sustaining it. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, recommit to those shoulders being off the mat. 90, and 100. Grab those feet in a happy baby pose. You can roll side to side or rock side to side, I guess. It's a better description. Feeling a nice stretch in that spine, a little stretch on the inner thighs. Holding onto your feet, we're going to come sit up. Sit in a little butterfly stretch, just again to get a little bit of stretch in those legs. Turning to the side, hands on the mat. Spread those feet wide. Feet are parallel, toes pointing almost in. Slowly rolling up to a standing position. Our last Pilates move will be standing here. We're just going to do a standing windmill twist. So open that top shoulder and reach the other leg to the opposite ankle. So this is a slow movement. We're not doing a fast aerobics movement here. We're doing a slow movement to use our head and torso as a weight. Awesome, you guys. Lift, down, twist, opening up that top shoulder as much as you can. When we come down into this twist, it should also be a little bit of a nice stretch here. For 4, lift, 3, lift, 2, lift, last one, and a lift. Nice, wiggle those feet back together. Roll the shoulder blades down the back, open the palms, and we're gonna get ready to come into our yoga series. We're going to start with our sun salutation as usual. So feet hip distance, setting your posture, thighs engaged, pulling in toward one another, or virtually pulling in toward one another. Lifted rib cage, engaged core, very important. Shoulder blades down the back, really open chest here. Lots of room for our big breaths. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stay in this fold. You can grab a yoga toe hold, or you can do a ragdoll pose and hug your arms. So hold on to the opposite elbow with each hand. Whatever is most comfortable for you right now and is giving you the stretch that you need, letting the head really hang. You can shake your head yes for bringing yourself to the mat today. And you can shake your head no to all the thoughts of work that are trying to intrude right now. On your next inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold one more time. Inhale, arms up into a reverse swan dive. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. This should feel really good after the fold we just did. Inhale, flat back. Palms to the mat, step or jump back into a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. You can drop your knees to the mat. Hug your elbows to your rib cage. Up into a cobra or an up dog. And exhale back into a down dog. Nice. Let's give this a few breaths to feel the great stretch along the back of the legs. You can first bend one knee and press the opposite heel toward the mat. And then the other, just to give your heels the feeling of what it's like to try to come closer to the earth. Both legs straight, lifting up and back in your shoulders, dropping your head as far as you can between your arms. Lift that right leg into the air, step it through in between those hands, rotate the left foot down to the mat, coming up into our warrior one. Outside of the left foot presses into the mat. Front knee very stable. See your big toe on the inside of your knee. Hips facing forward. Shoulders down the back, shoulder blades down the back. Shoulders away from ears. 2 more breaths. Palms to heart center, open into warrior 2. Again, see that big toe on the inside of the knee. Now you can really press the edge of that back left foot into the mat, the outside edge. Think about the position of those shoulders. Rotate that back shoulder back. It's almost impossible to get it too far back. So as far back as you think it is, you're still most likely parallel to the wall. If you know your body and you have hyperextension, don't hyperextend yourself. 2 more breaths here. Feel the support from those inner thighs. Flip that top palm up to the sky. Tilt that front hand up toward the sky in a peaceful warrior. Fingertips above or below the back knee. Inhale, and as you exhale, try to bend that front knee a little more to float down closer to the mat. Lifting up, tuck that front elbow inside the front thigh. Top arm looking out from underneath it. Again, inhale, and as you exhale, try to relax that front knee to float a little bit closer to the mat. Bring those palms to the mat. We're going to just wiggle that front right foot to the edge of your mat, the outside edge of your mat. Palms stay on the mat. You can drop your knee or you can keep that leg up. We're gonna hold this lizard pose here to get a nice hip opener. If your focus today is more on strength, keep that back knee up in the air, that left knee. If your focus is more on stretch, drop that knee to give yourself more room to stretch. You can bring your elbows down to the mat. Whatever is comfortable for you. I don't know why my watch is suddenly making noise. Holding here for 2 more breaths. And step that foot back into a plank. Good control. That was awesome. I saw that. And bend your elbows, keeping them tucked against your ribcage. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. And your legs should feel wildly different right now. So let's see what we can do for that left leg. Let's lift it up into the air. Step between those palms, turn the right foot down to the mat, coming into our warrior one. Position of the front knee firm, outside of the back foot, pressing, hips facing forward, shoulders away from ears. On the exhales, trying to relax that front knee to float more down to the mat. 2 more breaths. Palms to heart center. Open into that warrior 2. Back shoulder opening, opening. Front knee very firm, not collapsing to the center. Gaze over the front fingertips. On our exhales, trying to relax that front knee a little more to get closer to the mat. Flip the front palm, lifting up and over toward the back. I find it much harder to get a nice knee bend in the front knee in this position, so I have to really work at it. And coming into our extended side angle, tuck that elbow on the inside of the thigh. Gaze through the upper arm. Bottom hand strong, fingertips open, palm up to the sky, floating down if we can. It gives us a nice start to our lizard pose. Palms to the mat. Wiggle that left foot to the outside edge of the mat to make space for this stretch. You can keep your knee up off the mat for strength. You can drop your knee if you're looking for more stretch. Trying to come down onto your forearms if you can for the stretch. Feeling this awesome work. Hips parallel to the mat. Try not to open to one side or the other. Straight line from that back heel to the top of your head. 2 more breaths. Step back into your plank. Chaturanga down toward the mat. Up dog. Down dog. Okay, that feels a little more even here. Lift up into those shoulders and press back, dropping the head down. Let the heels fall toward the mat. Look up between the hands, step or jump. Your feet up to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, palms to heart center. Nice, you guys. Let's do a little bit of triangle pose. So one foot facing forward, other foot facing out. Step your feet a really nice wide distance apart. So when we do this, kind of our hips automatically swivel. Let's reset them so that they are facing the front, arms out, reaching forward before we fall down. Just reach, 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 reach as far as you can with those arms. We already did a lot of work here, so you should feel that. And then open up, bottom shoulder opening, opening toward the front, top shoulder opening toward the back so that they're nice and parallel. If you can, you could kind of let your hand float down your leg. You can hold on to your leg. You can just have your palm open. You can bring your hands to the mat wherever you are in your practice. Gaze up at the top fingertips. Beautiful. I hope this feels as good to you as it does to me. And using that top arm to lift yourself back up. We're going to do a revolved triangle now. So turn toward that front leg. Your back foot will probably turn a little so it's no longer there. Your feet are no longer at a 90-degree angle. And twist into a triangle here. Twist. Use your hand on the outside of that front leg to help get more of a rotation here. Trying to lift that top arm as much into the sky as you can. Nice. Good twist. And unfurl yourself. Coming back up to standing, switch your feet. Other foot facing to the front, other foot facing out. Reset your hips, reset your shoulders. Reach, 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 reach for that triangle pose on the other side. Great job maintaining that single plane. Beautiful. Gaze up at those fingertips, up at the sky. Feeling this nice stretch. And use that top arm to lift yourself up. Twisting triangle. So turn that back foot in a little and go for this twist. Tuck that hand outside of the leg. Lift the top arm up into the sky as much as you can. Gaze up at the top arm. This is a totally different stretch. And unfurl yourself, coming to the center, both toes facing in, super tall. Walk those feet in, roll the shoulder blades down, and give a little wiggle to reset yourself before we come into our balance. So our balance is a little tricky today. I can do it on one side. I may not be able to do it on the other. So I'll demo on my good side first. Starting with our palms at heart center. Lift the toes of the right foot, or whichever foot you prefer to start with, up. Set them down one at a time on the mat. Feel the straight line from that right heel up to the top of your head, lifting that left foot up in the air in front of you. Toes pointed up toward the ceiling, so a flexed foot. And without setting the foot down, drop those hands to the side, and we're going to sweep through to our airplane pose. Palms up to the sky, shoulder blades drawn together, to open up the chest, trying to have hips parallel to the mat, head in line with the body, not dropped. And if you can, which I did not, come back to that front leg lift to finish off this balance. And set that foot down. Reset yourself, get ready for the other side. So starting with palms at heart center, lift up the toes of the left foot, set them down one at a time. Feel, before you even lift your right foot off the mat, feel your weight shifting to the left, getting set here. Raise that right foot in front of you. Foot flex, toes up to the ceiling. Arms down and bring that leg through into an airplane pose. Oh, doing my best. Shoulder blades together, hips parallel. And if you can, sweep that leg back through. Someday I will, to back to the front. Toes flexed up into the air to finish this pose. And set that foot down. Nice. That one is such a challenge, that dynamic balance movement. So let's come down to the mat. We're going to finish with a shoulder stand. Let's just go through our sun salutation to get there. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms to the mat, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step those feet through, coming down to our back. You can start with just feet up in the air and stay here if this is where you would like to be before we go into our Savasana. If you would like to push yourself up into the shoulder stand, using your hands to prop your lower back, lifting those legs up into the air. The goal is to be straight up with those legs. So I can show you with one leg, not having them tilted over your head. Nice. Great strength, everyone. Really good. If you'd like, you can now flex your toes, bring them back into a plow just for a second to get a little stretch. And palms very firm on the mat. Slowly, slowly, slowly roll back down. Slowly set those legs back down. And once you get all the way down to the mat, get yourself set up for your Savasana. Feet hip distance or whatever is comfortable. Letting your feet flop open, tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Open up your palms to the sky. Close your eyes. Let your breathing slow. Squeeze your eyes closed. And then without opening them, relax. Squeeze, like wrinkle your nose. And relax. Squeeze your mouth. Make it the tiniest mouth that you can. And relax. Hold your teeth together. I'm not going to tell you to clench, but feel them held together. And now relax that jaw. When you feel ready, you can roll over onto your side using your arm as a pillow, keeping your eyes closed. Bend your knees in a fetal position. And keeping your eyes closed, push up to a seated position. Palms down on your knees. Give them a gentle press with your hands, just a gentle sustained press here. And now relax those arms and feel the difference. Bring your palms to heart center. Press them together with all your might. Press, press, press. You should feel that engagement go through your biceps, your triceps, your shoulders, hopefully not your neck. And now just gently have them touching each other. Feel the difference. Feel how much taller you can sit up. Inhale your palms to your forehead. If you'd like, you can join me in a bow. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me today for Pilates and yoga. I hope you're feeling a little more relaxed.